In the summer of 2012, I worked for a survey crew in northern Washington. We'd travel deep into the Cascades, measuring remote trails, logging access points, and sometimes even abandoned ranger routes. Most days were boring. Long hikes, mosquitoes, the occasional black bear. But there's one trip I never talk about, not until now. We were assigned a multi-day mapping job near an area locals call Devil's Bend, a sharp, winding path through old logging roads, about 50 miles from the nearest town. I went with two co-workers, Greg, our lead tech, and Paul, the kind of guy who thought horror stories were funny. It was supposed to be routine. We had maps, GPS, radio contact. We'd hike, set up camp, do our work, and return by day 4. But it started getting weird the first night. We camped in a small clearing and lit a fire. Around midnight, we heard footsteps outside our tents, slow, deliberate steps just beyond the firelight. We figured it was an animal. Greg flashed his light and yelled, "Silence." Then a voice, raspy and barely audible, called out from the woods, "You're not supposed to be here." We froze. It sounded like an old man. Greg shouted back, "We're just surveyors. We're leaving in a couple days." No answer, just the sound of something walking away into the trees. Paul laughed it off, probably some backwoods hermit. Still, none of us slept well. While hiking a new ridge the next day, we came across a cabin that wasn't on any map. It looked abandoned, the roof half collapsed, vines crawling up the sides. But inside, it was wrong. There were 3 chairs facing the fireplace, all perfectly arranged, a stack of firewood, and a rope hanging from a nail in the ceiling, as if someone had planned to hang something, or someone, there. But what really chilled us were the walls. Dozens of handprints, small, child-sized, pressed into the wood in black soot. Greg said we should keep moving, but Paul, ever the idiot, decided to take a selfie inside the cabin. Bad idea. That evening, Paul played back the selfie video he'd taken. He was talking to the camera, joking around. But in the background, just before the video ended, there was a voice behind him, whispering. None of us were behind him when he filmed. The whisper said, "Don't let them leave." We didn't know what to do. No signal, no service, and we were miles from the nearest ranger station. We decided to leave early the next morning, even if it meant hiking through the night. But that didn't happen. At around 2:30 a.m., Paul unzipped his tent and walked into the woods. No flashlight, no shoes. I heard him leave and thought he was just going to relieve himself. But he didn't come back. We called for him, searched the area, nothing. It was like he vanished. At dawn, Greg and I found his footprints leading to the edge of the old cabin, and then stopping. No prints going out, just gone. We didn't wait. We packed everything and hiked out without stopping, even when it got dark. Every rustling branch, every echo of wind felt like something watching us. We didn't speak the whole way down. We reported Paul missing. A full search and rescue effort followed. Dogs, drones, nothing. The cabin? According to the forestry department, it was demolished in 1997 after a murder-suicide. A man had gone insane and killed his family. Their bodies were never recovered. The path to it doesn't exist on updated maps. But Paul's phone did. 3 days after we got back, I got a call from his number. I picked up. Dead air. And then, that same raspy voice whispered, "You left me here." I've quit surveying since then. Never gone back into the deep forest. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I still get calls from Paul's number. No one ever speaks. And when I block the number, it just calls again, from a different one.